Hello and welcome to the continuation of my week-long coverage on BO7 zombies. Well, every day I'll post one video on how I think Treyarch can improve upon something that I think was slightly to mildly to greatly mishandled in BO6. And then we'll see if whatever marketing Treyarch releases later in the day completely invalidates whatever I spend the next 8 minutes talking about. Which, given that apparently we're not going to be seeing any gameplay until next week, is looking unlikely at this point. I got so much to say about that. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about one of the more niche and random issues that we're going to be covering this week, the Dark Aether. So when I say let's fix Dark Aether, I don't mean the Dark Aether story, okay? Quite frankly, I don't even know if you can fix that anymore. No, I mean the actual dimension that is the Dark Aether. And while there hasn't been any major flaws with it at the moment, seeing as we're apparently about to have an entire game set in the Dark Aether, I figured it's better to go ahead and talk about it now than 5 years down the line in a video essay titled "How Treyarch Killed Zombies and It Will Never Be the Same." And by the way, Treyarch hates you. Yes, you, Toby, who's reading this video title. They hate you. They want you to die. So my main issue with the Dark Aether so far has just been diversity. When the Dark Aether started off, we had some actually nice, diverse landscapes within the dimension itself. In Die Machine, when we entered the Dark Aether, it's very blue and purple, and honestly kind of looks like someone just took the map and placed it underwater. And that was cool. Then in Firebase Z, during the Mr. Peak side quest, we entered the Dark Aether once again, and this time it's completely pitch black, excluding some lights from Peaks himself. Then we don't really get to enter the Dark Aether again until Terra Maledictus, where we see for the first time the Badlands, which, well, looks exactly like that. Like, it looks like a place where any and all life was just ripped away and murdered, which, you know, fits because that is, low-key exactly what Cortifex did to the place in the story. This would also be the last time we saw a unique location within the Dark Aether, as when we got to MWZ, every time we went in the Dark Aether, it would basically be same as the normal world, but now it's purple, and some of the gravity's wonky, but not all of it. And there's not that much of a difference between the location seen in the Dark Aether and MWZ and BO6. And while what we have seen within BO7 so far has given me some hope, as the launch map does look different than just ha 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 purple. One thing I would really love to see within BO7 is for each map that takes place in a drastically different environment, as that is something that should be very easy within the world of Dark Aether. I want to see environments like, give me a map that looks like it's set into an Oblivion Gate. Give me one that looks like it's Hell from Lucifer. That's a bit of a weird deep cut, but you know, I'm a trans girl who's a teenager in 2020. What do you expect? Imagine that dumb Lucifer joke is how someone watching this video finds out that, hey, Nicole Cringe is actually trans. That's kind of funny. Anyway, the Dark Aether has been described multiple times throughout Cold War as essentially being the multiverse's trash bin. We hear in audio logging documents of stories of these giant, modern, and futuristic skyscrapers being destroyed by ancient dragons and giant robots, and I want to see that shit. I want to see a map that is actually set in a destroyed major city. I want to see a map set in what is basically hell. I want to see a map set in your mom's place. Y'all knocked it out of the park in your original Dark Aether design. I'm not denying that. I love how the Dark Aether has looked. But please, I want to see y'all give me a new meal instead of just replating your original masterpiece. Moving on, I don't really have a big side fix for this episode. I was gonna bitch and moan about the removal of carry forward, but that's already been fixed in Zombies, so I guess the only thing I really say is I prefer a full carry forward in Zombies. Obviously not all of the BO6 characters like Park and Adler, but you know, could we please bring over the prestige skins and the bundled skins for the crew, along with bringing over Klaus and Brutus? I mean, you can have them accessible in Zombies only. I mean, it's what they do for Warzone. Also, can we add the BO6 weapons into BO7? I understand it would overload the box similar to MWZ, but I wouldn't mind if the BO6 guns were only able to be brought out via loadout, and they wouldn't actually be in the box. Kind of like how you can actually find MW2 guns as ground loot in Warzone. Like, why can't we have that? You know, actually, okay, I have to do this, chat, but hold that thought. that actually gives me an idea for what tomorrow's bonus fix should be. Until then, I guess I'm just going to quickly, I mean, I guess since this is so short, I'll throw in not a fix, but just more of a Nicole bitches and moans for no reason. Man, can I say that it kind of sucks that we're not getting the actual reveal until next week? We got promised the zombies reveal would be early September. Then it got delayed by a week. They said it'd start this week. And then it turns out we're not even getting the fucking reveal this week either. Like, man, I feel almost as betrayed as I did back in 2021 when I got told my pizza was being handled by Mary, and it turns out it was actually being handled by John. And not only was it being handled by John, John never fucking showed up. And I'm sorry, but Cherry, the fact that you're giving me pizza TSD is not okay. I'm sure we'll probably get some nice teasers on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm sure there'll be, well, today's Wednesday, so today, Thursday, Friday, I'm sure they'll be great. I'm sure they're gonna look fantastic, give us some good new looks at the POIs, but if you're gonna say we're getting a big week of just zombies announcements and reveals and vlogs, and that's gonna be starting next week, and it's gonna be an entire week dedicated to it, can we actually get the reveal in that week, please? Because I feel lied to. And I know technically I'm not lied to because you didn't explicitly say reveal this week, but it was very heavily implied, and I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan. Anyway, I should probably stop bitching and moaning because I'm going to sound like someone who just complains for no reason. But, Mr. T sucks offender. But that's going to be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe for new. Comment if you want to see any other things for me to talk about one day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when we fix high rounds. Probably going to be the most complicated thing we fixed so far. Until then, my bitches, my bros, my non-binary hoes, be good people, and peace. Move to the spot, I'm one of a